You gotta think about it. So there's nothing.
Why are we quick to anger?
Why are we quick to anger?
Private, like in general speaking.
Okay. Okay, so I can speak in general about a person in their. Most of the time, people have difficulty in things in it. Find themselves in a state of resentment because of. From my perspective, I feel is a person is really not really in an actual at a state of maturity to where they got to this point in their life where all that is happening is something that they're actually in total agreement about. You know what I'm saying? Most people have a lot of resentment in heart about how things transpire in life because of their degree of disgust. Pretty much how a person subjects the world, God, to their disgust. See what I'm saying? So when things transpire, most of the time people have been programmed, I would say, domesticated in a way to, I would say, assert their differences. You see what I'm saying? And in doing so, that actually brings about a way, or I would say, a form of rebellion or contempt. You see what I'm saying? So when people become enraged or angry, it can be a righteous anger. And some things about what they're in a disagreement with, and a lot of people are not just what you would call in that state of being passive, and feel as if they're called to enforce or implement something to alter whatever they're witnessing. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When people get angry, bro, if you just run into a person that you're probably in communication with, and then you find that they're okay with becoming angry with you to the state of wanting to implement harm or could implement harm towards you, that's a person you should reconsider exchanging with. You know what I'm saying? Now, if a person is okay with seeing harm come upon you, that's not a person you should really actually be trying to, engage in any form of reciprocity. You follow me? Now, if it's just your duty to just come along with your life to, implement some type of aspect of who you are or perspective about who you are, then do that. Do your job and step back. You know what I'm saying? But to require anything of that individual, that would be a mistake on your part. You follow me? If you had come across that type of encounter beforehand, you know what I'm saying? For you to expect anything afterwards, out of that, nah. I think that type of connection that God has in your life is for that person's identity to just impact you in some form of your life, and you impact them with your identity in some form in your you know what I'm saying, in their life. And that's just what it is. I just look at anger as a thing, man, that people have within themselves. That's a personal problem that a person has whenever they're having a subjection of anger, or you know what I'm saying, and they're in a state of being enraged. You know what I mean? I think that is a personal problem. It's not so much of things in the exterior, what's going on. No, everything is always going to be happening. The world is very impersonal, but a lot of people make things personal. You see what I'm saying? But it's really not. You follow me? That's just what it is. You know what I mean? What you about to say something?
Yeah, because I have a problem sometimes. Some days, it's little things, just small things
that bother you.
The anger bothered me, but I fight a battle in my head with it, and I fight with myself about what the negative things are and filter it and make it positive.
Okay, so
some of it comes under my breath, but I don't do it around anybody. I say it to myself. A negative self-talk.
All right, so I got you, bro. Like, the thing about that is, man, it's a great thing, not a good thing. It's a great thing that you have enough control over your own being to know the difference. You see what I'm saying? Or when you're out of the natural state of who you are. You follow me? That's a plus. Now, to be able to respond and redirecting the energy into a positive manner or healthy for you, cool. Even if you have other solutions or venues and how you need to vent, and you do that. You know what I'm saying? But that's a good thing that you try to put forth the effort in, I guess, relinquishing it in that form instead of any other type of way. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you do have differences and it be shit that just you hate, you know what I'm saying? There's going to be things like that in life that you're going to come across. But I've always learned that you have to be very, I would say, conscious of how lavish you are with your attention. Attention is very vital. You see what I'm saying? They have the saying of where attention goes, energy flows. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of things about where you implement your attention is where life is. You see what I'm saying? So you put life in whatever you come into an agreement with. You follow me? So if it's something that you're in a disagreement about, that means the essence of you indulges in that aspect to a degree, a little bit more than usual. Now, if you were not just totally detached, but in control of your being enough to just have that experience of witnessing, well, this is something that I don't agree with, and noticing it's just a part of the happening in life, and knowing how to really just progressively just move along. You know what I'm saying? And that's a part of wisdom that I would advise you to take up. You know what I'm saying? No cap. But I try not to be angry for real. You know, you gonna see me be dramatic every now and then. What? Why you? You know what I'm saying? But when I have those type of experiences, that's not something that I'm invested in. So I'm not letting that influence how I make a choice or decision. You know what I'm saying? Based off of what I'm in a disagreement about, or if I'm just kind of just bothered or agitated at the moment. Even if old boy was agitating me and he pull up trying to come with some anti-abrupt situation and he's bombarding me with all these anxieties, I'm gonna let him know like, hey, I ain't in the right spirit right now to interact or kind of respond in the right way for you right now. So let me just pull back up on you at a better time. You know what I'm saying? That's me being transparent about my state of mind and where I am. You follow me? That's all in learning how to articulate yourself and communicate right with people in the universe. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, bro, when you got anger, shit like that, man, come on, man. Like, man, it's like every second of a second is granted to you. You've been given something you ain't never asked for. There's not a moment that you should dread about life. In whatever formality of being or state you're in life. You follow me? Every circumstance calls for your humility to the point of being able to express the totality of your gratitude. You follow me? And that's the real thing, ultimate thing that God values is a man's gratitude. You follow me? The most, I would say, unaltered state or a place where they can never be actually tainted or contaminated is your joy, right? And in your joy or that state of praise, the joy, the highest point of climatic state of praise is your gratitude. You follow me? That's all in the state of being, appreciative. You follow me? So getting to that point of appreciation is something that God finds a high vibrant or of high frequency in. You see what I'm saying? And if you can always operate in that higher self, you'll always attract divine things. You'll always be on your divine path. You follow me? No cap. So yeah, man, keep allowing God to just work things out for you, bro. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. Try to be more mindful of your temper and how you progressively go about addressing or interacting with life. Man. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. I appreciate you for asking that question. I'm gonna use that for my video.